Hi. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. Hi, welcome to a new vlog, I guess. This is going to be a little reading vlog. Or should I say, get ready with me while I get ready to go to the Lady Macbeth book release at the Strand in New York City. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure Ava Reid is going to be there. I'm pretty sure that's what the ticket is because I paid for a ticket to buy the book, buy a signed copy of the book, and to like be there for the event, right? And so I can't imagine that she's doing like, I mean, I could imagine like it would make total sense if she did do like a live stream where she's like, hi, thank you so much for buying my book, and the books are like all pre-signed. I would like not blame her at all for that. But I am under the impression that she's gonna be there and that I'm gonna get to hand her my book and she's gonna sign it. And calm down, Emma, it's gonna be fine. It's like 3 o'clock right now and I am leaving at like 4:35. The event's at 7, but the thing is that I also have a concert to go to afterwards. I'm going to go see Glass Animals at Madison Square Garden. So I'm going out to eat before with friends who are all going to the concert, and then I'm gonna leave them to go to the bookstore, and then I'm gonna meet up with them after my event to the Glass Animals concert. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear. I just got out of the shower. I'm like, I haven't even washed my face. My face is crusty. I'm so excited to make this video also because I have a lot more to say about Ava Reid, and I'm very excited to read this book. It is my most anticipated release of 2024 and it's finally here. And so I'm going to get ready. I'm gonna head downtown and then I'm gonna be at the bookstore and I'm gonna get the book, and then after today I'm gonna read the book. I mean, I'm gonna read the book when I get home, most likely. I wouldn't be surprised if I stayed up all night reading it, but I will definitely have like a recap of the book for you tomorrow so we can talk about it. And then I just also want to talk about Ava Reid a little bit because she is low-key killing the game right now. I don't see any other author doing it like her, at least like fantasy author. Granted, I'm not like very well educated, okay? I don't know what all the other authors are doing. I just know what my faves are doing, and I know that Ava Reid, let's say it how it is, she is the Taylor Swift of writing, okay? And I don't know, we'll get into it. So yeah, I'm going to finish doing my face. I'm gonna get dressed, get ready, and then I will see you guys in a minute. Hi, help me decide what to wear. So I have this little black dress, which it's fine, you know, there's nothing about it that I love, but I do have to say it's really cheap. I bought it like in college back when I used to purchase fast fashion, so I think this is from like Pretty Little Thing, so you can tell it's just like low quality. Like, what is all of this right here? Like, it doesn't fit amazingly well, but it is one of the best options that I have. And then let me try on another dress. Okay, and then I also have this one, which I don't know, in this light this looks awful. Oh my god, they look so much better over here. Wait, let me move this. Is that doing the dress any favors? I don't know. I don't know. The thing is I hate how loose it is up here. I do really like the length and I like how the bottom looks a lot, but it's just so loose right up here. I don't like, it looks like it's been stretched out. I guess I could tie it back like that. I'm also looking in the mirror right here, so I don't know what to wear. Okay, I made my decision. I'm wearing the black one because I don't know, it just fits me better, I think, and I pulled the loose bit down here, so hopefully that looks a little better. I don't know, we'll see. Now I'm gonna go do my makeup and hair and I'll see you later. Okay, so our dinner plans just fell through, so I'm ready 2 hours early, but it's okay. Hopefully the look will stay, hopefully we'll be good. This is what we're working with. I don't know if you can even like tell in this lighting or anything, but yeah, I still need to touch up my eyeliner after doing my mascara and everything, and that's what I never wear face makeup anyway, so I'm not going to cover any of this up, and we're just going to do the eyes. And then I've of course got the black dress, and that's what we're sticking with.
Adored this book. I completely devoured it. I thought it was wired into like your interests. So it's always been my favorite Shakespeare play, and I've been interested in kind of that kind of theme of like the arbitrary nature of power is super interesting. because we see, you know, this struggle for power and, you know, these men who are, you know, clawing to get their influence and to establish their legacy, you know, which is a big thing, which is really interesting because Macbeth don't have children in the play, so that's another tangent I could go on. But yeah, I think the kind of very capricious and arbitrary nature of power is something that is super resonant for, you know, women throughout history as well, and how can Priscilla kind of maneuver and manipulate her way into gaining some. At first it's very much survival, and then as the play goes, the setting is so intrinsic to the message of the book and the characters, and I really want all my books to feel like they couldn't possibly take place in a different setting.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened last night. I don't know if it was an accumulation of being excited to meet Ava Reid plus going to the concert, or if I'm simply just getting old, or I had bad sushi last night. It's one of the three, okay? Because I am beat this morning. I literally woke up and had 2 nightmares this morning back to back. Like I said, it could have been the sushi I had at midnight. It could have been the excitement of everything. I could just be getting old and don't need to be wearing heels to concerts anymore. I don't know what it is, but I was beat last night. I was beat up this morning by the nightmares, but I am here now to finally just tell you guys what happened last night. Okay, so we have Lady Macbeth. We did get a copy and it is signed. Let me get to the signature. Thank you, Ava. Thank you, girly. I am an idiot, okay? I'm clearly an amateur in the book world, okay? It has been years since I have been to a book release. I have never even been to a book signing before, okay? The only book releases I ever went to were like for Mockingjay, okay? And she wasn't even there. Like Suzanne Collins wasn't there. It was just like a local event. So to actually be in the room with the author was not only amazing, not only spectacular, but I really showed how much of an amateur and a dunce I am, because I didn't bring any of my copies of her books to the signing. So like an idiot, I had to buy a copy of my favorite book, a second copy, for her to sign, because I was like, I'm not just leaving here with only Lady Macbeth signed. Like, hello, she's my favorite author. Like, how could I forget the rest of her books? I'm such an idiot. So I had to buy Juniper and Thorn right there for her to sign, because it's my favorite book by her. Absolutely. I can't wait to reread this one. I think about it constantly. And now I have a signed copy, so that's very exciting. And I got to support the Strand, which sells books at very reasonable prices. Why would I hate on that? I'm not going to. But now, my Ava Reid collection. We're 4 books deep. We have an extra copy of Juniper and Thorn. I might get rid of the other copy because I originally read it on the Kindle, and then I bought a copy to reread and to notate and just like love another, like a physical copy, right? But then I have the signed copy now, so I might just use that one as the one that I read. I might hold on to the other one, like, I don't know. But for now, it's staying. And then I also have The Wolf and the Woodsman, which was her debut feature. And now we have her most recent, Lady Macbeth. I am still missing A Study in Drowning, and that's it. Why do I keep thinking she has another book coming out? It's because she does. She has a lot coming out, and we're gonna talk about it, just not yet, because right now, where we're at in this little reading vlog is I'm gonna finally start reading Lady Macbeth, okay? And then we're gonna talk about Ava Reid and why we need to watch out for her. Seriously, remember the name Ava Reid, keep your eyes on her, keep your eyes peeled for Ava Reid, okay? And like I said, we'll get into it a little bit later. But let me show you guys this copy because it's gorgeous. So first of all, we have this beautiful bride on the front, okay? Absolutely like catches your attention, right? We've got the hot pink, and on the back it's hot pink as well. It's like almost like a mirror looking thing. Okay, now I'm gonna take the cover off, the dust jacket off, and I'm gonna show you what the book looks like because they went kind of hard. So it's literally hot pink on, like, the book is hot pink. Like, what? Okay, so let me show you. So it says death touched, poison-eyed, witch kissed, and then we've got Lady Macbeth on the side there, and then this cool little skeleton with a crown. It looks pretty cool, okay? But then what's even cooler is that we have an illustration in the front of the book, which is beautiful. And then do we have one in the back? I don't know. Hopefully it's not a spoiler. Oh, it's the same picture. It's the same picture. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what we have. And the book, it looks very easy to get through. I'm gonna hopefully read it in a whole day. Let me see how many pages it is. Don't read up above the page, Emma. Do not spoil this book for you. Blah, 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 blah. 295. So it's not even 300 pages. Yeah, I hope to just sit in this chair right here, read this book today, and I will take you along the journey with me. I won't get into spoilers. Don't worry, you can still read this book and I won't spoil it for you. So the event was very fun. I did not get to film as much as I wanted to because I was nervous. She came out with this other author. I believe her name was Victoria. I'll put her like full name down there in the book that she wrote as well. I've never read it. But Victoria like led the Q&A, and she just asked her questions about like what inspired you, what kind of research did you do for this book, because it's based in Scotland. I mean, like, Macbeth is a Scottish play, but she talks about how Shakespeare is not even like accurate in how Scotland is, like geography wise, and also just like other things about Scotland, especially during that time. So she did not rely so much on Macbeth to write Lady Macbeth, right? She definitely did a lot more research when it comes to like medieval female authors. She took a lot from Marie de France, I believe is her name, which I've never heard of, and I'm definitely going to start reading her books now. She wrote like a bunch of romantic lays, is that how you say it, in medieval time? So yeah, Ava Reid I feel like is a very well-read person. She does a lot of research in her books, you can tell, because all of her books are set in like a different country. Like Juniper and Thorn is set in Ukraine. A Study in Drowning is set, I don't remember. I'll put it down there if I can remember what it is. And then The Wolf and the Woodsman, it's set in like pagan era, like a forest in the pagan era. So like she does, like her books are full of history. She does a lot of really good research. You can just tell when you read her writing, and that's why I love her so much, because you can tell that she cares so much about her books and she cares about putting out a great product for you. And oh my gosh, like I love that so much of her. Like she really has a good thing going here, and I think that she's an author that you really should keep your eye on. But I'm not going to get into that right now, as I keep teasing. So I'm going to start reading Lady Macbeth, and I will catch you guys up as I want to. Okay, so see you in a minute. Bye. I also just wanted to show off real quick because I had to get a tote bag. I do not own a tote bag from the Strand. I own many books from the Strand, but I never bought a tote bag. And since I was going to the concert, I was like, I can't just like hold her book at a Glass Animals concert like while dancing and holding a drink. So I decided to finally get a little tote bag, and it's really cute. It's got the Headless Horseman on here somewhere. Yeah, he's right there. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick. have my little reading friend here with me. Is that you? Are you my reading friend? Yeah. Okay, I just finished Act 1 and she's done it again. Like, when has she ever not done it again, honestly, is the real question. Oh my gosh, it's like just as gothic as I would want it to be. The imagery is gorgeous. I'm having to Google certain words to find out exactly what she's trying to convey, and then once the word clicks, I'm like, oh my gosh, like just the way that she structures her sentences is just gorgeous. I'm not underlining anything in here. I don't know, I just feel like part of me like kind of wants to keep this copy like really pure and just like brand new. It is my signed copy, however, so like it would be pretty cool if this also had all of my notes in it, but I feel like I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna go back when I reread it and underline things, because I might just be underlining like random stuff, which is fine. Like, I don't hate that at all for anyone who does that. I just would like to, I don't know, since it is my signed copy and it is the hardcover first edition, I would want all of my notations to be like very perfect, and I'm a very imperfect person when it comes to writing notes and like just writing in general. We have already talked about the eels, which was something that she talked about last night at the signing and like meet and greet and everything. She talks about how there was a man who would feed his servants that like displeased him to like a pit of eels, and to be like killed by eels apparently is like it's a very like slow and like harmful and like painful death, because you're just kind of getting chomped away like little by little by these tiny like razor sharp teeth that are, you know, like little needles. And one day the emperor comes to like visit this man. I don't know, he's like a king that's under the emperor, and a servant like throws themselves at the emperor's feet and they're like, please kill me, like please take me and kill me, like I don't care what you have to do, but I don't want to die by the hand of these eels, right? And this is like a true story. The emperor is like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you feeding your servants to these eels? This is like such a waste of time, like a waste of space and a waste of servants as well. Like, what are you doing? And so he had to fill the pit up, like he could no longer have his pit of eels. And so it talks a lot about how like power, and how you might be someone who has power. Like the king had power, he had power to kill these servants, of course, but then when the emperor walks in, it's like, bro, what the heck are you doing? Like, this is disgraceful to the kingdom and all this stuff. So the emperor had more power over him. And she talks about how she's like, I see myself as the servant, I see myself as like the king who was like in charge, right? But I don't think that I could ever be the emperor, talking about like, I as a woman, and as a woman in this time, will never have that kind of power that an emperor has to make those final decisions, right? It's really interesting. So she is of course being like wed to Macbeth, King Macbeth. And wait, is he a king yet? Hold on. Let me fact check that. There's a really nice, how do you say this? Dramatis personae with the character list, right? So Macbeth, the Lord, the Thane of Glamis. So she is being married off to him, but she knows of a custom, like a Scottish custom, is that before they have their wedding night, she can ask him for 3 things. And one of the things that she asks for is a necklace, a pendant that is from Cawdor, which is the first kingdom that Macbeth conquers, right? And Macbeth, of course, and he like takes her to his witches, and they like confirm that he is to be the Thane of Cawdor as well. So it's like, it's really cool, because I wasn't sure how true to the real story of Macbeth this was going to be. I was like, oh, it's just going to be like a retell. Sorry, I have a hair on my lip gloss. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was just gonna be like Lady Macbeth's story and like the whole story of Macbeth is gonna be different, or like how are we, I don't know, like going to intertwine the real story of Macbeth with this other retelling of Macbeth, of Lady Macbeth's story, right? And so that's pretty cool how she like weaved that in there. Like he's not just going to conquer Cawdor because the witches tell him that he is so powerful and magical and he has like the ability to be this powerful man to conquer it. It's because his wife asks for a jewel, and she asks him for the jewel for a specific reason. She doesn't just ask him because she wants a jewel, right? Like it was right before they were to be in bed together, so it's like there's reasoning there. There's a lot of things that are being alluded to that we don't know about yet, so I'm like so excited to keep reading. Like I said, I just got to Act 2, so I'm like what, 1/5 of the way through the book. I'm so excited to keep going. Are there 5 acts? I think that there are. Let me check. Yeah, there are 5 acts. So, 4 to go. Okay, just that was a little update. I'm not gonna get that in depth for the rest of the book, don't worry. I just like wanted to give a little wah about it, just so you can know like what is going on. And I just want you to know that I'm really freaking enjoying this book and I can't wait to keep devouring it. Okay, I have to read you this quote because, okay, first of all, like I could read you this whole book and it'd be just the most gorgeous thing you've ever heard, but this like really stuck out to me. It says, so this is something her father taught her. He says, "Violence is like a coin. If you spend it easily, people will think you imprudent and reckless. If you save it and spend it only in the most vital moments, people will think you canny as an ermine." Okay, I just had to look up what ermine meant because this is not the first time they've mentioned ermine. She has like referred to herself as an ermine before, or like people have called her an ermine. Like she's like recalling past events, right? It's like a little, here, I'll just show it to you. It's a species in Eurasia, so it's just like this little guy. You probably can't see that very well, but I imagine it's very like smart and stealthy. It looks like it lives like underground and it's very cute. There's so many good quotes in here. There was another one, hold on. "Vengeance is not a wooden cup that empties. It is a jeweled chalice which endlessly spills over." Like you read that and you're like, oh, like duh, like I've heard that before. Like maybe it's not like the most great thing you've ever read, but like she wrote it, like she wrote that out. Like maybe you've had that thought, or maybe like other authors have alluded to it, but like she wrote those words out. That's what I'm saying. Like the way that she pens is just, oh my god, literally amazing. Okay, we're in the final chapter now. Oh my god. guys like my Ava Reid cosplay? Okay, really though, it's time to talk. Okay, it's time to talk and get into it because I finished Lady Macbeth. I finished it yesterday, actually. I am filming the next day. First of all, she does it again. Ava Reid, her ability to create these female characters that are so strong yet simultaneously so weak. And I don't mean weak in a negative sense. Like, let's get that straight right off the bat. Being weak is not a weakness, okay? That might be contradictory. You might be like, Emma, what the heck are you talking about? But sometimes you have to appear weak. Sometimes you have to act weak. Sometimes you have to let people believe that you are weak in order to survive. And that is the main objective that I have found from majority of her female characters, is that they are just trying to survive. Like, they are in survival mode. They are put into positions that they don't want to be in. They are sold off to a man. They are married off to a man. They are trying to escape a man. They are trying to escape their reality. Sometimes being immoral is the way to survive. Sometimes you are a morally great character because it's either that or death, right? I think about Juniper and Thorn so much because the things that how do you say her name? Marchlichin? Because the things that Marlinchin has to do to survive her life, I mean, like, she could be considered a bad guy. Like, you could say she's a bad person, but it was either that or death. Like, you know what I mean? And Lady Macbeth, we kind of, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. The way that we go about Lady Macbeth is that she's not doing wrong things to, like, get ahead. She's just simply trying to survive. She thinks that she is smarter than all of these men, and she thinks that she can absolutely disrupt their life and also interrupt the plans that have been made for her by her father and also by her new husband, who is Macbeth, of course. One really cool thing about this book is that it stays very true to the story of Macbeth. I was not sure how that was gonna go, and I wasn't gonna feel any type of way about it, whether we stay true to the story or not, but it's like, it's literally her version of the story. Like, it's a whole retelling of Lady Macbeth's version of Macbeth, okay? Which I think is amazing. I think that she really excelled there. Another thing that she really excelled in is that Ava Reid, you can tell this girl is smart. You can tell that this girl is learned, okay? The amount of research that you can tell goes into this book. Like, there are so many instances where Lady Macbeth, whose name is, hold on, Rosilla, okay? We are constantly hearing her inner monologue, right? Because that's another thing about Macbeth, is that he has these constant soliloquies, monologues, and for Lady Macbeth, we just hear it all in her mind because she's a woman. Like, she can't just be talking everything that's in her head, duh, like, we would get killed if we did that. So she is constantly in her own head thinking a lot, and she's thinking about history. She's thinking about these crazy stories, these crazy, like, classic stories, like the story of the king with the eels, you know? There are just so many times where she's like, it makes me think of, and then she goes into this whole historical recounting of an instance that pertains to her situation as well. You can tell that Ava Reid really did research on Scotland. You can tell that she did a lot of research on Macbeth itself, on Shakespeare, and how the language is spoken in Shakespeare. I mean, just to have this image of, like, this giant Scottish brute that is Macbeth, like, I never would have thought of that while reading Macbeth. I have seen Macbeth, many adaptations of it. He is never this honking Scottish brute, okay? He's, like, handsome, he's muscular. Sure, he might be big and muscular, but he's always attractive. And here I felt like, I mean, like, I keep saying a Scottish brute, like, that was, like, the most perfect way to describe these men in this book, and just the attention to detail that goes into every, like, ounce of person, of the witches. I mean, there's just so much good that's in this book. It was a really cool callback to Macbeth as well, of how much he appreciates magic, of how much he appreciates witches, because the thing is that we find this out real, like, first page, okay? So this is not a spoiler, but our girl Rosilla, she wears a veil, okay? Because it has been told that she is a witch, that she has these magical eyes that tempt men. She's a seductress, okay? And so she wears this veil not only for their protection, but for her protection. She never looks anyone in the eye. There are many moments when her veil is off and the men have their hands over her face so that she can't seduce them, right? And honestly, like, it leaves it up to the interpretation, in my opinion. It leaves it up to the interpretation that she actually isn't a witch, that she is just a girl. Like, she's literally just a woman, and these men can't handle themselves around her, so they just declare her to be a witch. Like, that is the vibe that I was getting. Like, maybe in the end things change a little bit, sure, but that was my impression this whole book, is that like she's not actually a witch. She just literally is a girl, and men can't contain themselves, control themselves around certain women, which is absolutely insane, and in my opinion calls for jail time, because like you should be able to, if you want to be a person of society, you should be able to control yourself, okay? Anyway, so Macbeth, you know, receives her as his bride from her father, and she fears that maybe he doesn't know about her curse, that she's, you know, a witch and all this. She worries that maybe he doesn't care, he's going to use her, or as soon as she messes up, he's going to kill her. But no, he has a thing for witches. Like he has a need for witches and witchcraft and magic. Like he is constantly working ahead. He is constantly thinking ahead. There were many moments when I liked Macbeth, which was really interesting, because in all of her books, the men are almost always going to be the worst characters. They are almost always going to be the enemy, okay? And so with this book, it was so interesting to be on Macbeth's side at times, because he was being good to her, which is crazy, because that is such a good example of the real life, okay? Like, we see a good man doing a good thing, you know, like playing with his kids, or working really hard to provide for his family, or he respects his wife, okay? Like, these things are highly regarded for men. These things are not expected of men, but when they happen, these men are praised. And that is exactly what I was doing with Macbeth. Like, when he is not assaulting her, I'm like, oh, what a man. I'm so glad that he's not doing this to her. As if we should, oh my gosh, like, it was crazy. Like, I totally was feeding into that, and I don't know if that was intentional on her part, on Ava Reid's part, but if it was, girl, you nailed it. Okay, you nailed it, because I was literally just like waiting for him to become a bad guy, because I expected him to be the bad guy. And so the times when he's not being a bad guy, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's good, he's a good husband, like, we're good, ladies, like, it's gonna be a great ending with him. Oh my god, it was crazy. Okay, so what else do I want to say about this book? It feels so romantic. It's very elegant. Her writing has never missed, okay? And I can't wait to get to the next part of this video to talk more about her writing. But basically, my ending thoughts of Lady Macbeth is that it was very good. It was not her best. Just because I liked some of her other books better doesn't mean that this was bad at all, because I give it 4 stars, okay? It was very easy 4 stars for me. I loved the character. I loved the side characters as well. There's a really great male side character who, I mean, I don't want to give away spoilers. Basically, no one is who they really appear to be, right? Okay, which I feel like is so realistic for the way that men are around women, okay? If they're nice to you, you might hold on to that. Oh, he's nice to me, I'm gonna hang out with him, I love that I can be myself around him and that I feel safe around him. That doesn't mean he's not gonna turn on you, girl, okay? Like, to be a woman in society, it is very common to be on guard. It is very common to have your guard up and to be prepared to run at any instance. Like, seriously, like, I'm not over exaggerating that at all. I personally always have a mental plan, no matter where I am, of how to get out of the situation, especially if I realize I'm surrounded by men, because I'm not going to be the one sitting around waiting for something to happen, okay? I'm going to be prepared, just like our girl was here, okay? And even the great thing about her is that she is adaptable, but sometimes being adaptable is being submissive, which I think is so important, because like, we think of feminism, we think of like, oh, a strong woman, like she puts up with no man, you know, she's able to put them in their place. But sometimes to survive, you have to be submissive. Sometimes to survive, you have to give in to these men who are abusing you, who are hurting you, who are treating you like garbage. And I think that it's very important to have these stories where it's just about survival. I remember feeling the same way, like I said, about Juniper and Thorn. I even remember feeling the same way with A Study in Drowning, because in Juniper and Thorn, her father is extremely abusive and she has to comply to his demands or else it's curtains, okay? And then in A Study in Drowning, her professor is the one abusing her, and it's either she puts up with it or she gets kicked out of school, and all she wants is an education. So it's like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I love that Ava Reid writes these characters. I'm not excusing these men's behavior at all. I'm not saying that they should get away with it. I am just further condoning the concept of survival, which I think is an important story to hear. I also firmly believe that karma is real and they will get their comeuppance, and in these stories they always do. So ladies, stay safe out there, worry about yourself, care about yourself. His needs are not more important than yours whatsoever. He's gonna be fine and you're gonna be fine too. That's how I feel when reading these books, honestly. Like, I feel like I am a woman who's gonna be fine when I read Ava Reid's books. So I think that's all I want to say about Lady Macbeth. I'm trying to think. It gets very fantastical, which is very fun. There is another male love interest in the book, but I barely felt like it was important. Like, I could have almost done without it, but like, he was necessary. Like, I'm glad he was there, but I almost wish that it didn't become romantic, because it felt not just rushed, but also a little random. Like, I did not care for the love interest, for the other romantic interest in this story. The purpose that it served still could have been written without a rushed romantic storyline. That's my only critique, I believe, and that's the only reason why I didn't give it 5 stars. I can't wait to go back and to read this book and to start highlighting and notating, because there were so many quotes that literally had my jaw on the floor. She's just such a good writer. Like, she's such a good writer, and I can't wait to read everything else that she has coming out. Speaking of which, let's get into it. Okay, so I follow her on Instagram, okay? And she loves to keep her readers excited and updated with her upcoming projects, which I think is very fun. I love when creators love their fans. Like, I love being a fan, and I love fans, okay? I love fandoms. So she is really good about teasing future projects, okay? And we have known that Lady Macbeth is coming out for like the past year. Like, I believe this time last year it was announced that it was coming out in August 2024, okay? So we knew that Lady Macbeth was coming out. She had started to tease her next book after Lady Macbeth, which is called A Fable for the End of the World, okay? And what this book is it is going to be a dystopian YA sapphic enemies to lovers. Let's just stop right there. Let's just take a minute. Dystopian YA, which she has confirmed celebrates all of the YA dystopian genres she loved back in 2015, 2012. Okay, so Hunger Games, we're talking about the Hunger Games here, okay? Dystopian YA, sapphic, underlined, enemies to lovers, bold, italicized, underlined, okay? What a bunch of buzzwords. What a bunch of key buzzwords to get my attention personally. So that is the next book that she has coming out after Lady Macbeth. We have that book coming out March 4th of 2025. So that's her next book. And then she started teasing another book that she is writing that's gonna come out in 2026. And we don't know the name of this book. We don't know the inspiration for this book. She has been teasing her Pinterest board for this book. It's giving very like Romeo and Juliet, but she has confirmed that it is a retelling of a fantasy piece of an old classic that we like literally don't know. She's like, it's the most obscure Italian story. Like, no one's ever gonna guess this. So we have no idea what the 2026 book is. Then she started teasing out a sequel to A Study in Drowning, which is going to be called A Theory in Drowning. And when I tell you, the teases for this book are insane, because the two main characters that get together at the end of A Study in Drowning, it looks like their relationship is going to go kerplunk, okay? It looks like it is on the rocks, okay? It looks like it's gonna be another stormy day, just like every day was in A Study in Drowning, and I cannot wait for those vibes again. So she started teasing that, and we have no idea when that one's coming out. At least I don't, at the point of this video, I don't know when that one is coming out, but she has teased those 3 books, right? Okay, so we know that she's got 3 books coming out, and it's like, okay, Ava, we get it. You love to write. Like, oh my God, she has these next 3 books coming out. One's a sequel, one's a dystopian YA, and one is a secret project, which she says is the project she's been most proud of her entire writing career. It like reminds her of why she loves to write. And I mean, all of her books, I'm sure, remind her of why she loves to write, but she like has been hyping up this 2026 book for a long time at this point. And then the other day, this was on July 29th, she posted a picture with her copy of The Wolf and the Woodsman. And she said something very exciting is happening for fans of The Wolf and the Woodsman. It's in the early stages, so I can't talk about it right now, but like, look out for it. Okay, girl, what do you mean? So you have 3 books coming out. Now we have some sneak peek for The Wolf and the Woodsman, something, okay, maybe a sequel. Personally, I was thinking it's gonna be a movie, like Netflix has picked this up, right? Like that's what my initial thought was. So I messaged her on Instagram. I have messaged her before just saying like, when I finished A Study in Drowning, I was like, I finished it, it was so good, thank you so much for writing. She's never like really responded to me before. There was one time where I talked about how her book A Study in Drowning reminded me of The Wide Window from Lemony Snicket, the series of unfortunate events, and she was like, that means so much to me. And that was like the only time she's ever responded to me. But I messaged her when she posted the thing talking about the new, like, look out for something new for The Wolf and the Woodsman. I said, girl, you're basically the Taylor Swift of writing. And then she responds back and she goes, 5 books in 12 months. So I'm sitting here thinking, what are you talking, what is happening? 5 books, okay, because we know we have, we're gonna go through it again, A Fable for the End of the World, A Theory in Drowning, and the 2026 secret book. So what else is happening here? So then she took my comment, my little DM, and she posted it on her story, and she goes, not me having 5 books out in 12 months. So she like clearly wanted to share that with her audience, okay? And then she posted that again like the next day, because I'm sure a lot of people were DMing her like, girl, what do you mean 5 books in 12 months? Which is exactly how I felt, but I wasn't going to prod her and ask her, hey, please give me a detailed list of everything you have coming out with the release dates. Thank you, love you so much. So then she further clarifies. So we have, this was before Lady Macbeth came out. So Lady Macbeth was to come out in like a month, like 15 days at this point. Then we have A Fable for the End of the World coming out in March. Supposedly, A Theory in Drowning is coming out in January. She then confirms that she wrote a novella / bonus content for A Fable for the End of the World. So there's going to be a novella to come out with that one as well. And then she confirmed the 2026 book. So that's 5 books that she has written literally in the last year. She wrote all of these books in the last year, okay? Because, and that's not very true, because I'm sure Lady Macbeth was written before it was announced at this time last year. I'm sure she had maybe written it at the beginning of last year. But so let's put that into perspective. So in the last 18 months, she has written 5 books. Plus, we have this guy to think about. Ava Reid, are you okay? Do you need to take a break? I hope you don't. But if you do, it's okay. You can take a break. I'm just here to say that I am so excited to keep an eye on Ava Reid. We need to keep watching out for Ava Reid, because she is doing the damn thing. If there's one thing that Taylor Swift has taught us, it's that hard work pays off. Nobody works harder than that girl. Ava Reid is entering that club of hardworking people who do what they love, put out the content that they love to put out for the people who love to watch their content, for the people who love to read their content, for the people who love to listen to their content. I am just flabbergasted. I am so lucky to be alive during the time of very strong women who have an amazing platform that they use for good, women who have the work ethic that I can look up to, because let's face it, this is a very patriarchal, male-dominated world. Because when you live in a world like that and you don't fit the mold of the people who become successful around you, it is very pleasing to see people who look like you and who are like you and who think like you and who have the same inspirations as you to be successful. It's just nice. It's nice, okay? And I am so happy to be alive at the same time as Ava Reid, okay? I think that's all I want to say. Go pick up Ava Reid's books. If I could start you on one of them, I would definitely say A Study in Drowning is probably her easiest piece to get through. It is the nicest to read. It still has insane messaging. It still has insane feminist ideologies and let's stomp the patriarchy vibes in a way that's not cringy, because that's the thing about her books, is that it's not, oh, I'm girl boss, I'm gonna pick up a sword and beat this man up, because sometimes we can't do that. Like sometimes we're not able to do that. Sometimes the way to be a girl boss, the way to make sure that you get out alive, is to survive. And I love that about her books so much. So if I had to suggest that you start with one of her books, you've never read any of her books before, I would suggest A Study in Drowning. However, Juniper and Thorn is my favorite. The Wolf and the Woodsman is adorable. It's very, I need to reread it, honestly, because I don't remember how it ends, but I remember loving the characters. Lady Macbeth is very good. If you are a fan of Macbeth, you're gonna eat this the fuck up, okay? That's all I gotta say. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your support. And go pick up an Ava Reid book. Let me know if you've read any of her books yet and what you thought about them. I would love to talk about her writing with you so much in the comments down below. And yeah, go pick up an Ava Reid book. Go read her books. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.